Greetings, this is Darvain and welcome to a new Let's Play for my channel, Baldur's Gate Tales of the Sword Coast. This Let's Play was requested by my Patreons, including a very prolific commenter, Ouroboros, so here's a shout out to him. Been wanting to do this for a while. This is one of the earlier games in the series that I ever played. Comes out 1998, I believe this was, when it was released. There is the enhanced edition now, but this is the original because I kind of prefer the way they did proficiencies here. Which is a great way to get into the series and start without worrying too much about the implications of second edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. So I think with that in mind, we will just dive right in. Okay. So, I'm not going to read out all the options because there's lots and lots of options and lots of reading. So, just to bear in mind, I tend to play fighters and martial characters, sometimes with a bit of healing, but sometimes not. It all depends what mood I'm in. There's actually a good reason to be a fighter in this game because basically you want to be as survivable as you can, because in a single player game especially, if your main character dies, it's game over. So I would choose human because humans basically they can be everything. So that opens up pretty much all the classes. You can dual class if you want to, although I probably won't. And there's no limit. So it's generally a good idea to play human, although quite often, I mean, a dwarf is often quite good if you want to be a fighter, for example. I tend to go human just because, you know, can. Class-wise, like I said, we're going fighter. That gives us the best weapon skills, we'll get the most hit points. And generally, there's not much need. Because you get the chance to have 6 characters in your party, because you will gather a party. You'll want multiple fighters. And obviously with you at the front, that's probably best. So you to try and get some sort of backup fighters. You don't really need a cleric or druid because especially if you're playing kind of the good game, as it were, you get special abilities which basically bolster up being a cleric feat. So you can become like a kind of fighter cleric in that sort of regard. Mages are literally everywhere, although there's no actual mages that you can recruit because most of the spellcasters are actually specialists, which is pretty cool. And early on in the game, you get a thief who's pretty much always with you and is part of the canon, so there's no really need for you to be a thief unless you really want to do some burgling in like the prologue. So generally, fighters are the way to go. Alignment, we will go lawful good because it gives you the best reputation, and reputation is pretty much key in this game. because it goes from a scale from 2 to 20. Lawful good gives you the highest at 12. Generally anything 13 or higher counts as being good, which gives you bonuses, and you want those for experiences, get better rewards, stuff like that. Okay, now we come to the fun part, abilities. Okay, so what we're going to store now. Can be quite interesting because we don't need a great deal of abilities as a fighter. More is generally merrier. I mean, that's a fairly good average stat. We could tinker with that a bit, but I'm not sure. Let's go see if we can get something a bit better than that. We're looking for higher strength and higher constitution primarily. So okay, now that's pretty cool. We can go with that one. I think we'll go with that. It will take a point off of wisdom because you want at least 10 charisma. Don't really need intelligence and wisdom as a fighter at all. So we can probably bump a few points into dexterity, get that going. Wisdom come down, we'll give for an extra point strength. I think we'll do 13 and 12 to give us a 15 for something like that. Don't really need much more. That's fairly good. I mean, strength is pretty good because that would be doing melee. Dexterity does ranged attacks. Constitution is hit points. So don't really need intelligence or wisdom. I could probably free a couple of extra points, to be honest. Doing something like that. To get 14 and yeah, 16. Something like that. I mean, we could probably go with lower intelligence or wisdom, but that's fairly good for what we want. So that's pretty cool. Skills wise, the only thing we need to worry about is weapon proficiencies, which will be generally lots of options. You can have halberds and spears, slings, darts, crossbows, maces, clubs, warhammers, and staves, battle axes, throwing axes, large swords, small swords, spiked weapon, and bows. Now, generally, unlike in later editions of the BioWare engine, by grouping these, for example, long swords would allow you to have bastard swords, two-handed swords, long swords, and scimitars. So that's essentially 4 proficiencies in one, which is kind of cool because it gives you some slight of upgrade and a bit of flexibility that you wouldn't normally get, because it would be a case of, okay, you have to choose between whether you want the bastard sword or the long sword. You know, which is, there's not that much difference between the two, but there is enough of a difference. Generally, you want to go with swords and bows because you want to have your primary melee weapon and then a ranged weapon. And the best ranged weapons of the game are generally bows, because they're fast and they can only be used for... And you can get the composite longbows, which give you bonuses to damage and to hit. It's pretty cool. Large swords wise, being able to use two-handed swords, as well as being able to use bastard sword and shield, is a pretty good combination. By putting fighters, you can put 2 stars, so they're basically specialising in the proficiency, which gives them a bonus to hit when using those weapons. Fighters in particular, they can, as they gain extra proficiencies, basically go up to as much as 5 stars in these. So we'll see how we go with those. Okay. Appearance, well, I like to go with metal. I don't know, yeah. Sometimes, I mean, I like to go with a kind of metal look. Can we give that one a bit auburn hair, yes? Give you a bit of radiant skin. Something like that.
To battle!
Yep, that sounds about right. Got a name, which will be Darvain, because obviously it's us. So we will accept.
Nestled atop the cliffs that rise from the Sword Coast, the Citadel of Candlekeep houses the finest and most comprehensive collection of writings on the face of Farron. It is an imposing fortress, kept in strict isolation from the intrigues that occasionally plague the rest of the Forgotten Realms. It is secluded, highly regimented, and it is home. Within these hallowed halls of knowledge, your story begins. You have spent most of your 20 years of life within this keep's austere walls, under the tutelage of the sage Gorion. Acting as your father, he has raised you on 1,000 tales of heroes and monsters, lovers and infidels, battles and tragedies. However, one story was always left untold, that of your true heritage. You have been told that you are an orphan, but your past is largely unknown. Lately, Gorion has been growing distant from you, as if some grave matter weighs heavily on his heart. You have asked about his concerns as gently as possible, but your queries have been in vain. Your sole comfort is the knowledge that he is a wise man, and you know he will tell you when the time is right. Nonetheless, his silence is troubling, and you cannot help but feel that something is terribly wrong. Today, Gorion has appeared more agitated than ever, and now he has uncharacteristically interrupted your chores in the middle of the day, imparting hurried instructions for you to equip yourself for travel. He has handed you what gold he can spare, but given no clue as to why. Nevertheless, you now stand before the Candlekeep Inn, ready to purchase what you need for an unplanned and unexpected journey.
Okay. And here we are ready. We are 150 gold to start with, that's pretty cool. Welcome to Candlekeep, your home. To select your character, left click on the green circle around your feet or on the character portrait to the right. You can now move by left or right clicking on the ground. Left click for non-formation movement and all actions. Right click for formation movement and to cancel actions such as spells. You should now move clockwise around Candlekeep. As you move around the keep, you will find green-robed monks. Talk to these monks and they will give you lessons on how to play the game. To talk with the monks, left click on them while your character is selected. Your character should walk over and talk to the monk. Also, many different messages will be given to you through the text window on the bottom of the screen. To expand and contract this window, simply use the two small buttons to the right of it. Okay, so first off, we're going to do a quick save. Let's do some options, I think. we need to do auto pause. We'll put all the auto pause on and see how that goes for now. Because basically I'm going to turn off the party AI, which so it gives us more control. Now we're outside the Candlekeep Inn, and yeah, let's just start wandering around and talking to people.
It is
I
done.
should have joined the army.
Hey there, kid. Nothing to see here. Okay, that's the Watcher. They're the guards.
Hello, child. Shall we continue your lessons?
You can pause the game at any time by hitting the spacebar or left-clicking on the clock face. Unpausing occurs the same way, although looking at the inventory page will also unpause the game. Pausing is most useful during combat, where it gives you the time to carefully orchestrate your party's attack. While paused, issue your commands. When you unpause the game, your character will obey the orders you have given them. If you do not use the spacebar, you'll find the entire game very difficult to play. So it plays quite similar to, as you saw in UFO Aftermath, where you could pause and then put orders and then they would act.
Hello there.
Lydia! Oh, hello. Hey, have you seen my copy of the History of Harura anywhere? You know how I can't stand the constant shuffling of arthritic feet up in the library. So I thought I'd try and get a bit of fresh air just east of it and... Oh, I hate being so absent-minded. Please, if you find it, I really do need it back. Okay. Their journey's been updated.
Hello, child.
To you.
Shall we continue your lessons?
Interaction defaults to talk for neutral targets and attack for hostile targets. To talk to a neutral character, neutrals are identified by blue circles, left click on one of them. Don't forget to select one of your party members to do the talking. If you would like to talk to a hostile character, select the talk icon and then left click on the character. If you would like to attack a neutral, select a weapon icon and then left click on the target. Sure, we'll do that.
I can take Drizzt with both my arms tied behind my back.
Sorry, young one, but you're not allowed to be in here. Now go run along and do something useful. Okay, so that's useful. We will do the tutorial,
Hello, child.
even though it's tedious.
Shall we continue your lessons?
You can look at your inventory page by right-clicking on your character portrait. The game always unpauses when you go to the inventory page, however, so be careful during combat. Okay. So, we have 12 hit points. We have our party gold. So name and fighter, paper doll. We have an armor class of 10, because we're not brilliant. And we have our quick weapons. So, we normally have is basically a ranged weapon there, and then some melee weapons for various situations. For now, we start with our quarterstaff. So that'll do. Okay, let's speak to you. Thankfully quiet here today, as usual. I hear there are problems outside though. Something about an iron shortage.
I should have joined the army.
Wainthorpe has kept his prices as low as he could, but I expect that to change soon. It's been weeks since a trading caravan has made it here. Okay.
Hello, child. Shall we continue your lessons?
Open doors by left-clicking on the doorway. The mouse pointer will change into a door icon when in the right position, and the door will be outlined in blue. Your party can then enter the building if you left-click on an area just inside the door. Okay, so we can open the door by going like that. Brings it up, and then we can go in. And just for interest, this is the priest's quarters.
Hello.
Oh, goody goody. I've gone and found you first. You are the warder Gorion, no doubt. I am. What can I do for you? Oh, our encounter shall be quite simple for you. Plainly put, I have made it my mission to end your life. Success will mean a little respect among my peers, so you see, you can do very little except die. Okay. But we will pause because we're sighted, and basically we're going to go into combat.
To battle!
Your face I will. Make you
And
dead and
attack
done.
rolls. So 16 is good enough to hit. Damage is 7. We've got 20 experience for that. That's pretty good. Okay. Take the dagger. Put it down places. Try and wrench it open. Fail to force the lock. Try again. No. Okay. No matter. Gold. Warhammer. Okay, so we will Warhammer and a dagger. We'll pop those in there for now. And to save us redoing that, I'm going to quit again. I'm going to quick save again. Because like I said, if we die in combat, it is game over. It's game over, so a bad roll can pretty much end your game. But now, let's carry on. Darvain, you cut yourself above the brow there. What is wrong, child? Something in your eyes tells me that something is very wrong indeed. Oh, Parda, there was a man in there. He smelled like the stables, and he tried to kill me. It was horrible. Hurry then, child. Equip yourself at the inn and go join Gorion on the steps of the library. I had a sense something like this might happen. Okay.
Indeed.
Seeing you. What about
I
you?
should have joined the army.
It's a good thing we are not called upon to defend Candlekeep more often. I have a cousin in Ashkar that sent word of an iron shortage that is beginning to cripple their local guards.
Hello, child. Shall we continue your lessons?
Equip items by placing them in the appropriate slots around your character on the inventory page. Once equipped, you can pick the weapon you wish to use by left-clicking on the quick weapon slot at the bottom of the main gameplay screen. A green box will appear around the weapon that is in your character's hands. An orange box indicates combat mode. So, the green means we're using dagger. We can switch to Warhammer. Take it again, that makes me in combat, but I'll turn it off. And let's speak to Drepping. See what he wants.
What do you need?
Flydia left one of her books in here again. It's in the hay there, beside the cow. If you could run it over to her and then come back, I've got some plans for you. Certainly. And it's the book, the history of Harura. So let's head back, pick that up. Okay.
Hello there.
My book. Oh, you remind me of Gorion when you grin like that. Raising you has been hard on him, I know, but he says it's a toil of love, a toil of destiny even. You must be a very special child indeed to draw such praise from a man of his silent nature. Here, take this little gem of mine. Maybe Winthrop will give you a little something for it. Okay, that's cool, so we've got you. We have a gem. Quick look, it's... Oh, it's just down there. Okay, let's go and see what Dreppin wanted. Nice day, ain't it? Too bad Nessie here ain't enjoying it though. Her being sick and all. I need to get her one of them potions of antidote off Hull. He stayed up drinking last night and got hauled out of bed to man the gates early this morning. So I bet he's got a few of them lying around somewheres. Okay. End that dialogue. Let's carry on wandering round. Seeing you, we have the Temple of Ogma.
Hello, child. Shall we continue your lessons?
While in temples, talk to the priests as you would an innkeeper. They offer an array of useful services, and you will often be able to heal your party, purchase specialty items, or identify treasures acquired during your travels. So I think we'll do that.
These walls contain the world's knowledge.
Okay. Pleased to see you have taken time to pay tribute to wise Ogma. I was wondering what you had to offer at this Temple of Wisdom. So, we have various means of curing. That's that tab. We have... This is so that we can make donations if we wanted to. Here we can buy stuff, but we won't bother. And here's to identify stuff, not that we've got anything to identify. So, but it's worth noting this is here, just in case. And it'll be useful should we ever come back to Candlekeep. Okay, Jondala.
Hey,
Jondala. Hey there, Devane. I see you're up early this day. Well, your father, Gorion, has asked me a strange favour. Seems like he wants you to learn some fighting and asked me to be the teacher. So I hope you brought your staff with you. Hostile creatures have red circles around their feet. Left clicking within the circle will direct you to attack me. You can switch weapons using the quick weapons icon. The weapon outlined in green is the current weapon. Attack with fists only, an empty quick slot. If you only wish to knock your opponent unconscious. You don't have to worry about that with me, so use your staff. If you have magical abilities, try casting a spell at me by left clicking on the spell icon at the bottom of the screen. Left click on one of the spells that come up and cast it on whichever target you want. I just hope you have an offensive spell memorised. During our fight, I'm going to spring a little surprise on you. Remember, you can press the spacebar at any time and pause the game. So give you time to think, especially once my little surprise comes up. Are you ready now? Good. Okay, so enemies think we'll switch to our quarterstaff. Don't want to hurt Jondala. Let's attack Jondala. Now you notice we also have Eric there with a bow. That's Jondala's little surprise. There we go. So, we rolled to hits. So we're done, we've been attacked. They don't do any damage to us.
hey,
You did good, kid, especially after Eric started firing those arrows at you. I'm sure your father would be proud. You should go talk to the Gate Warden if you want some experience in fighting with a group of people. You can find him just south of here. Out there it can be pretty important to know how to fight with allies at your side. Okay, and he disappears in. And we are outside the storehouse. Let's do this little thing here with Weaver.
Why Moradin's hammer?
I thought I asked you to clean the rats out of this building yesterday already. Hop to it, get in there. Okay, we'll switch back. Let's go inside. And we get rats. They don't hurt us.
certainly.
So it's an easy enough quest. Done. As per usual, loot everything we can find. Isn't a great deal in now, but we find a silver ring, which we can wear for now. It's useful because it frees up inventory slots in that regard, and you can sell them later.
It is done.
Ah yes, kill them like the rats they are. A glorious battle unlike any this world has seen. Here's 5 gold pieces, don't spend it all in one place. Okay. So, we've done that, we're going to leave it there. Going to pause. And we will save. And you can see there's our quick save there. As I say, there's a slot. As always, this has been Darvain doing Let's Play Baldur's Gate. If you like what you see in here, be sure to like, subscribe, share and comment. If you wish to support the channel, I have a new Patreon page for you to explore. So please share your support. And until the next time, goodbye.